But when the White Wolf fought a silver-tongued devil, his army of elves at his hooves did they revel. They came after me with masterful deceit. They broke down my loot and they kicked in my teeth, while the devil's horns minced our tender meat. And so cried the Witcher, he can't be bleed. Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty. At the edge of the world, fight the mighty horde that bashes and breaks you and brings you the morn. He thrust every elf far back on the shelf, high up on the mountain from whence it came.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday night on Tales from the Grim, playing a little Witcher, sponsored by Roll20 and our Talsorian Games. We are here, Legion is here, the players are here. We're ready to do a special one for you tonight, friends. We have, if you look straight down, you can see that we have both session donations that can help the characters in the moment, and then we also have campaign or season-long donations. One of those donations was triggered last week by Matt. Yennefer's quest was activated, and thus tonight we will present the quest to the players. Whether or not they choose to do whatever they would like to do, we are prepared for anything. Acceptance, denial. We tell a story here. You help, I help, they help. The lines are written, the paragraphs formed, the chapters completed. But, my friends, if you look down, you can see what you need to do if you would like to help. If you would like to help, simply retweet our going live tweet. Tonight, since we are in Brokilon Forest, or potentially Brokilon Forest, I will let you know that when we get to 20, a magic item will be given to one of the cast. That's it, simple. Magic in this world is incredibly rare. So with 20 retweets, we will be giving something to someone. We'll see how that goes. We know why we're here, to tell the story of the Witcher family of Wraiths. We know what you can do to affect the story, but how are we here? Because we have fantastic sponsors. Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice, www.roll20.net. Go there right now, open up your own free account. Even if you are isolated, social distancing, sheltering in place, you can still continue the story. You can still continue the game. You can start a new one. You can reach out to friends that you played with 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. Start the game up again. Dungeons and Dragons, Cthulhu, Witcher, whatever or wherever you would like to play, Roll20 is there to help you. Jump on right now. Start, continue, tell your tale. In addition to that, our Talsorian Games is sponsoring us with a fantastic giveaway each and every week, and I will start that up right now. You will be able to enter by typing in !PDF, and if you do so, you will be entered to win the core rulebook for the Witcher role-playing game. It is fantastic. Even if you have no intention of playing the game, or you're thinking about playing the game, it's a good read, which is odd for a rulebook, but I actually very much enjoy it. You can crack it open, learn more about the continent, and of course, this fantastic system that our Talsorian has established. But where were we? Well, the good thing about this episode is...
Maryland is a city in Allegheny County, Maryland. It is located...
Thanks, Alexa. Alexa, stop. That's Alexa, everybody.
Maryland is a city in Allegheny County, Maryland.
That's my friend Alexa, everybody. She likes to butt in whenever I'm on stream for whatever reason. But why we are here is we are able to tell the story of The Witcher, not whatever the hell Alexa wants to talk about. And believe me, she has a lot of things to say. But right now, where we are in the story for Season 2 of The Witcher, There was a prison break, sort of. There was an elf, sort of. But all of that pales in comparison to this moment. The party is split. We have a mage holding a portal. We have two brothers that are holding a very, famous mage in Yennefer of Vengerberg. And we have an elf and a witcher in Yannicka and Dusa who are witnessing a sacrifice of an older elf that feels his time has passed. But that's a very broad generalization of the moments that we are going to talk about in this RP session, and I simply tell you what's going on. I give the background, I give the weather, I give the description of the stones beneath the feet. The players themselves are the ones that fill in the heart, the passion, the soul, and it is of course you, Legion, that tell us where to go, drive us, and with your comments in chat, fuel our passion for the game. And so with that, and with the fact that Alexa's done talking, I would like to now turn it over to my fantastic cast and be able to have them introduce their characters, tell us what they hope to accomplish in the next 1 minute of their characters' lives. Let's go and meet them right now. Everybody, welcome back into Witcher Family of Wraiths. You are here. We are ready to tell a story. And let's go around and once again, tell us who you are, who you'll be playing, and what you would like to see your character do in the next 60 seconds. Let's start with Josh.
Boom, there's my unmute. Nailed it. That's what I want to do. I want to unmute in the next 60 seconds. It's not much I really want to do. It's a simple task, but achievable. As for Aris of Gesso, who's the character I'll be playing, he's a Witcher from the School of Vipers, and his next 60 seconds are going to depend entirely on someone else. Either his next 60 seconds will hopefully include shaving a man's mustache and possibly part of his face, because the man is a terrible person, and rumors of his demise have been greatly over-exaggerated. And if not that, then hopefully him and his merry brother are going to be on their way with some chick that they just picked up through a portal, and then that's that. And then I guess we're gonna come back. We're gonna chill on the other side of the portal with the elf that we just rescued, because the other guy's definitely got the elf. There's no complications. Everything's great.
That seemed like a lot of blank filling in. I appreciate it. And let's just jump over to your brother right now and ask Billy. Billy, who are you playing, and what would you like from that character in the next 60 seconds?
I would like to become the Mother of Flagons and the Breaker of Chains, to try to help this person who Wim has heard of but does not know in this predicament, and back to ensure the safety of the group, because I feel like someone in Ezren's stead has to look after the entire group to try to fill a void that was left. And every little action that he takes is going to try to accomplish that. Also, sugar-free Red Bull is not a good substitute for simple syrup in gin, so don't do that. It's a life lesson. Yeah, that's it.
Fantastic. We get both the character perspective and a PSA. So let's jump over to our third and final Witcher. JF, who are you playing, and what would you like to see from that character in the next 60 seconds?
I'm playing Dusa of Gamera. I'm just going to do a quick recap to the moments leading up to this next 60 seconds. Dusa has been kind of lost in the sauce. He's taken the potion of the cat, and when that happens, his instincts get kind of feral, as has been established in the past. And so when he saw this assassin raise his blade, his instincts really got the better of him. And hissing, he stepped out of the shadows, making a deadly sign. At this point, in the next 60 seconds, he may want to, seeing the impression he's making on this Kingsman, this man of his liege, he's probably going to try to draw that blade and show them what a true knight can do.
Fantastic. And I will say that during your intro, JF, as you gave us the background leading up to Deuce's moment, Trem decided to appear, and as the Legion can affect the course of the narrative, made it a little bit easier for everybody with a donation of how do you like that silver. +2 to all rolls tonight, my friends, brought to you by Trem and the Legion. Thank you, thank you. And let us go over to the other person in the scene that JF described. Lindy? Who are you playing, and what would you like to see from that character in the next 60 seconds?
Hi, Greg. I'm Lindy, and I will be playing Yannicka, the elf healer. I feel like Boom Goes the Dynamite is going to be something that happens very shortly in the scene we're in. So Yannicka's priority is to grab this wonderful old elf man, GTFO, and save his life. That's what she wants to happen in the next 60 seconds, which is a lot of rounds in The Witcher, so, you know, we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with a donation of never enough silver, Ananias, straight from Hangsforth, gives us another +2. So with some more how do you like that silver, everybody, your rolls tonight are at +4. +4 from the Legion tonight. And last but certainly not least, as the hype train begins to choo-choo out of the station, thank you so much, Legion. As we get ready to dive further into the story, we leave with our last player as I go to Prax. Prax, who are you playing? And what would you like to see from them in the next 60 seconds?
I'm playing Ainfra, and she's a very stressed mage at the moment. And I kind of want her to see both of the two sets of party members that she saw go in opposite directions, hauling ass back to the portal that she's holding the door for. You know, she's the getaway car driver in this situation, and it fucking hell, she's got the, she can't do anything else at the moment.
That's where we're going to start.
Thanks.
So as the groups split and ran off into various parts of the Oxenfurt night, the rest of the air and the atmosphere of this city had been cloaked by the Redanian troops. They had used dimeridian-soaked wood and candles made of the same essence to create an almost haze over the city, enough to fog and cloud the entire small town in a, well, for lack of a better word, a dampening field. Something that you are now beginning to feel the effects of, as it be the atmosphere of there joins with the atmosphere of here, where you are. And so, Ainfra, as you hold this, describe to us both narratively and mechanically what happens when that first round goes by and the four disappear into the night in front of you.
She's holding the door, and she made a promise, so she's going to keep it. She's got both staves in her hands, Frostfang in her right, and the Driftwood staff in her left. And she's breathing kind of heavily, but she's holding it. It's a lot easier to hold than try and cast it again at this point. First round is nothing. It's just standard. And she begins plotting exactly what she'll have to do when they get back to get rid of all of, like, treating it like, if you ever lived in the deep south, like Georgia in the spring when we call it the green season, and you look at your car and see that thing that, like, pine tree pollen just kind of covers it and makes it all green, she's contemplating what exactly she has to do to everybody's equipment to not have to burn it to get rid of the demeridium that's going to be covered, you're all going to be covered in. Then she's got, like, well, I can set up the bathroom as a, like, ritual cleansing area, and how that's going to work and how much we're going to need to do. And I don't want to burn this dress. This is a new dress kind of thing.
And that's what goes through the mind in the first round, the first few moments of this incursion into Oxenfurt, as the groups, the brothers, Eris and Wim, head up the hill to the right, and as the elf and the witcher, Yannicka and Dusa, head down the hill to the left. Out of your view, your portal, a animated painting into another world, but at this point, the principal players of the painting have moved beyond the frame. And so a second round happens. What happens to Ainfra?
It's concentration and focus and crossing her fingers that the next person she sees is one of the ones she's hoping to see. Kind of thoughts go through her head about what she can do if it's not, and how she could try and deal with that. And focus again on the portal and keeping it open. They need a way out. I'm the way out.
Roll an awareness.
$23.
Also, Sphinx cast the last and final vote this evening for how do you like that silver. So you will all be rolling for the maximum +6 tonight, as how do you like that silver is closed for this particular session. Legion, you are fantastic. Thank you for the aid. Now, if anybody would like to go the other direction and hurt these fools, let me know. Anywho, back to the group. With a roll of 23, does that include the final 2 that were given by Sphinx, or?
Yeah, that does. I didn't roll well.
Just outside of frame, the same frame of this animated portrait where Eris and Wim went to the right and Yannicka and Dusa went to the left, you begin hearing other voices, as if they're coming from around a corner. It's like a portal. Mages. With a slight Redanian accent. You can't tell how far away they are, but the fact that you're picking up their voices means they're nearer than farther. The third round comes. What happens to Ainfra?
She shifts staff to one of her. She lifts the driftwood staff briefly to her other hand, kind of like letting it rest against her shoulder, and she pulls from a sheath in her back a dagger. It's old, and it's not pretty, but it's serviceable and usable, and it's definitely helped her out more than once. And she's laying bets on whether or not the Redanians are actually going to cross a portal or not, without orders to do so. She's praying that if they do, they're going to just impale themselves on the nice, sharp, pointy object that she's got stable and steady in her hand, pointed at them.
So moments pass, and Oxenford is lit with these sounds that have no meaning to you. They're floating. They're untethered. You're not sure if it means good things or bad. You're not sure if it means success or failure. But there's one thing you do know as you are holding, and as this fourth round begins, about 20 yards beyond the mouth of the portal, around that frame of the animated picture that you are seeing the world through at this moment, almost like a child peeking around the corner, you see the helmeted figure of a Redanian troop. She's right inside! And again, it jerks back out of frame, almost as if peeking around the corner, having just found a playmate that is hiding. The fourth round comes. What happens to Ainfra?
It's hard, but she's holding it, and she's going to keep holding it. The door's their way out. They need the way out. And she kind of starts getting angry at Redanians, and she kind of is hoping that one of them comes through so that she can just, stab them repeatedly. Because fuck Radovid and his stupid bullshit. Also, fuck Philippa for screwing up Radovid so badly. But right now, fuck Radovid.
And with those incredible articulations and adjectives going through and descriptors going through your mind, I will let everybody know playing that Carbon has just donated 25 to bring on the weird. But here we spell the weird G-O-B. So with that being said, as Legion tells the story as only they can, let's get ready to see where we go with the start of the 5th round. Now, mechanically, Ainfra, what does this mean for you? What have you put into the maintaining of this portal?
At this point, she's really happy she has multiple focuses and that she casts this spell with multiple focuses.
Okay, so mechanically, what's that mean for us? You're able to split the difference between the multiple foci, but what is she spending from her stamina pool, as it will?
Now, she's below half.
As you are standing there, again from around the frame, you see a peak about 25 yards off, but this time the peak becomes a stare as a short bow appears and a shot goes off.
Can I just dodge to the other side of my portal and let it just fly through?
You mean step into Oxenford and...
No. Literally, I'm holding a portal open, right? It's a sphere. I'm just going to step to the side of the doorway and let the shot,
Oh, yeah, we'll see
let
if you can
them
do
shoot
that.
in my kitchen. Don't hit the bar.
That is going to be a 21.
Okay. Can I just step to the side?
I'll let you make a dodge, sure.
Great. 29.
You do, in fact, step to the side as the bow shot goes wide as it flies in and hits somewhere in the back of your house. You're not sure. You can't spend the attention on where exactly the shot landed. But as it does so and as it reverberates and whisks past, drawing some of the Oxenford air into the area, you see another step forward. And as this one steps forward, another short bow is in hand as it takes a shot as well. So again, this way. Okay, that one's going to be a 15.
Did he roll his crit failure?
No, he didn't, because I'm not using my normal stuff. 11.
Great. I'm going to dodge that. $24.
You do. Make sure to spend your stamina for a second dodge this round. But
Yeah, she does.
As soon as they see you kind of step forth but maintain, you see them kind of pop in, take a shot, and then pop out of your frame. But now as they pop back in, they realize there's nothing happening. And you see 1, 2, a third, fourth, as they move into the scene and form almost ranks as one would on a field of battle. 4 of them kneel, 4 of them stand as they face into the portal, with 8 short bows being drawn back to fire into your painting. But before we do that, we go up the hill to Eris and Wim. The two of you are hightailing it as when last we left you, leaving behind a few Scoia'tael impersonators who had just freed the mage in your arms, Wim. As you are running, what do you do?
So he's booking it and moving faster than a mana his size would normally. He's generating a lot of power with that lower body. So, with the prisoner in his arms, and she exclaims loudly that she would like to be freed from the shackles. So, seeing the person, not recognizing, not putting two and two together, because Wim's never met this person before, he's going to, like one would a toddler, toss this prisoner into like a piggyback position, but where with the arms over the shoulders. And then if I can execute that, I'll take it from there.
Okay, so you're throwing almost like a sack of corn, arms over the shoulders, holding on, like bent at the waist, legs in front, top half hanging behind, as you're continuing your run.
No, I want to put her piggyback.
Oh, piggyback. Okay.
Yeah, so going from like a baby cradle to like a piggyback position.
I want you to...
I know there's a real technical terms here.
Okay. Let's do a physique, because that's all that you're basically using here is pure strength while you're moving to kind of negotiate this form who can't really balance that well because of the shackles that they're wearing.
You got it. All right. 24.
You succeed. It is, well, as Matt said in chat, it is dignified as fuck. But not. As you move her around, as Yennefer is being positioned, it's awkward. It is very familiar as you are making this move and negotiating with this stranger to get her into a saddle on your shoulders, but get her there you do. The cursing and the sheer frustration with the situation is bubbling over with your passenger. Eris, you can witness all of this as your brother is making this move. Is there anything you would like to do as it's occurring, or to benefit your situation in any way, or are you just hauling ass?
Individual I'm now face to face with, I believe I know.
A bit?
Yeah. My notes have not saved on my sheet, so from last episode it was, his name is something. I know his name in character.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's Daniel Day-Lewis, indeed.
Leo
Bernhardt.
Yeah.
Bernhardt.
Aren't you Daniel Day-Lewis? What are you?
Not today!
No, oh god. Sorry, it's Leo, did you say? Leo?
Yes. You met Leo Bonnart last
That's
time.
it, Bonnart, yeah.
Face claim Daniel Day-Lewis from Gangs of New York.
I see him now missing like just the tip of one end of a meticulously groomed mustache, and possibly like with a slightly severed earlobe as sort of throwing knife cut through his cheek pretty good. And what's he armed with?
It appears, as he is chasing after you or giving chase to you all, he has two weapons in his hand, a long blade and a shorter blade.
Okay. I've never done this before. I would like to try and make a trip attack against him.
Okay.
As he's still chasing us down, my brother is slightly ahead of me, but I'm faster than he is. He'd say different, but what does he know? So
I smell a raise. Right.
I am going to, I'm going to try and, if I make a disarming attack, I can only make him drop one weapon, can't I?
Correct, yes.
If
you can make two disarming attacks with both of your blades.
I want to see if I can, I really want to take one of this guy's swords. Is that possible?
Well,
if I have one knife in one hand and I try to disarm, can I try and take the other knife, one of the swords off him into my free hand?
Okay, yeah, here's the thing. If you are attempting to disarm means knocking it from them. If you attempt to disarm and then take possession of, that's something more. What that would basically, that would be like a targeted shot.
Okay.
Like we're going to take it down by like 5 or 6 from your total. Almost like calling a headshot.
Okay.
But I will let you absolutely try.
How close is his friend? Because there were 2 of them, weren't there? I know one. I know he's close to me because he tried to stab me.
The other 2 got tangled up though, both by a crushing, rushing whim. He's the only one that seems to have given chase at this moment. The other 2 kind of in the background, that you're kind of, as you're looking back, you can see that they're getting ready to give pursuit, but they're out of the page, so to speak, right now.
Okay, fantastic. In which case, I'm going to try and take a weapon off. I'm going to try and knock the weapon out of his hand, and then I'm going to try a trip attack.
Okay.
So, is it just standard small blades?
Yep.
So, small blades. So this one first will be that. Not an extraction. Meteorite. Do I need to call a specific? I just call disarm, don't I? Beforehand, I don't need to call a body part.
Right, disarm. You make the weapon attack. You can knock the weapon aside. If you succeed, it goes 1d6 meters in any direction. But again, we're taking it down by 6, so it's going right to you.
I'm just going to try and knock the sword from his hand. I'm not going to be. I'm just going to try and take the sword from his hand. So
Then
just to knock it to one side.
Yep, just a weapon attack.
Okay, cool. So that is. And the second one will be the trip attack for my double attack. So that's a 35 and a 37.
How do you like that silver, everybody? Okay, so he is going to attempt to block with his sword the first one. So as you come in to disarm, he engages blade to blade. So let's get that fired up. Not that much, Lord. The blade goes flying as he loses control of it. It goes flipping into the night, the larger of the 2 blades. And the second one is the prone attack.
It is.
And with that, he can only do something different, so he's going to attempt to dodge. Describe how it happens.
Okay, the first one, first blade comes in, it's my meteorite poignard, and as it comes in, he sort of goes to lock blades with it, and I'm just going to use the guard on it to just catch him, and like at the same arm guard, and then lifting his arm up as he like comes up to block it, the other blade comes in under his armpit and will just punch through the weak point in his armor. And yeah, it's ugly, and I'm just gonna, with that, as I pull both blades back, I will flick, and sort of like the sudden pain just causes him to just release, and I'll flick it sort of his sword over my shoulder. Damage wise, I believe I crit twice, but I don't know how.
Well, they're called strikes for a disarm and a trip, so you succeed in doing both of those, but as far as the damage goes, you would have to roll targets, and one would be the legs for the trip attack. It's focused on the legs, and for the disarm, it's focused on an arm.
Okay. So just roll. Damage for the poignard, that's max. No, that's not max damage, but that's still good damage. And that is 50% chance to burn, 25% chance to bleed.
Low is always better.
Fair enough. The other one's just a standard poniard for 10 damage again, for another 25% chance to bleed. Okay.
So as you do this and you draw wounds across both of the areas that you attacked to disarm and to trip, you see Leo as an expression of shock, now with his asymmetrical mustache and face, with most of it missing, the line drawn, the earlobe kind of split along the left ear, and he hits the ground as what was a favorable position coming down the hill towards you quickly becomes him sliding uncontrollably down the cobblestones as he rolls and smashes against a retaining wall. He is effectively drawn away and out of your melee attack range. You can continue your run as the two others are still mobilizing, as we've said. Your brother and his new warded caravan package are heading down the hill. I need to know what Eris and Wim do at this moment. Eris, are you staying to cover the rear, or?
I will sheath one of my blades, take his sword, and cover my brother. That's it. I've got his sword now, and as I pick that up, I'm just like, I'll deal with you later. And I back up.
As you pick up the sword and turn and back up, kind of casting a glance to keep up with Wim, as you turn and look back, and Wim, as you're running down, and your passenger, Ainfra, you kind of see this in periphery again. As far as your portrait goes, it's just out of frame. It's just beyond your world and your vision. Your world entire being this legion of Redanian troops preparing their short bows. But there is a flash, a bright explosion of orange and red light. No sound carries with it, as it hasn't reached your ears yet, but it's that explosion and that roll as it reaches up from the harbor, and you see it curl in a mushroom effect. As we cut down to the dock in a few moments prior. Dusa, Yannicka, you are standing before a boat that is preparing to launch. There are several people on the boat. One of them has just, by compulsion given by the Witcher Dusa, a puppet has cut his own throat. And their prisoner, a battered and mortally wounded elf, seeing the sword that Dusa carries, the sword of a long fallen kingdom, a kingdom that this elf still serves, shouted into the night, "Save Rhilestilen, save the dream." And he picked one of the brands that these kidnappers, these assassins, these pretenders used to light their grenades, their bombs, and drove it flame first into a bag of these explosives. But this is an amber moment. This isn't fluid. This isn't the tick-tock of New York seconds. This is when the world pauses and takes a breath to remember, to detail, to see how the players react. Not the players of some game, unless you consider life a game. Yannicka, you are the closest. You see this happen. Dusa, you are maybe 15 feet on the wood of the docks. You too see this happen. Your sign that you have just cast ending as the man's life leaves his throat and splashes against the soon-to-be doomed boat beneath his feet. But this is an amber moment. What do the two of you do?
No. You
Oh,
first.
okay,
Go
sure.
ahead. Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, Greg, I had just jumped onto this boat to get between him and the blade, so I'm on the boat next to this guy.
You can touch him. You're that
Yes.
close.
Yes, I would like to grab him and leave, because I'm hoping, what Yannika's hoping in this moment is that these punks who stabbed this wonderful gentleman notice that the bags, how are these bags attached to them? Are they like shoulder straps? Is it a pouch?
They're like newsboy bags. They are wrapped around. The one that has the bag and the brand put into it has it literally slung over them.
Yeah, that's not super easy to get off. She's hoping they're going to be more preoccupied with that than with what she's doing, especially since he's already stabbed. She's hoping they maybe have their priorities elsewhere. And so, just gonna help this guy off the boat, and put herself between him and the other two. So that way she's kind of acting as a shield for any further retaliations in case it explodes sooner than we think, or in case of stabbing. And if I can, I'll spend the extra stamina to just also shove some clotting powder on the wounds, the bleeding.
Let's do this part first.
Okay.
Roll me a courage.
A courage. Sure thing, Greg. I will roll a courage. 17.
And that has the +6 that...
That does have the +6. I only rolled a 2.
Okay.
So...
So for a moment, it's not that you can't do what you want to do. It's not that you're frozen with fear. It's just, as we mentioned, this is an amber moment. And your body gives into that. You slow a bit. You can see the person look down, realizing that the bag that they are wearing is going to explode. And as they slowly, eyes wide, reach down... I got you, Deuce. Don't worry. As they slowly reach down, you're able to grab the old elf, and you both are turning to move, but you're just at the railing.
Okay.
Dusa, what do you do?
Seeing this, Dusa will he'll draw the tendrils of Axie he unleashed to control the other man, and send them snaking towards this one, the one who's about to blow up, and try to take control of him as soon as possible to get him to jump off that boat.
Okay, let's have a courage roll from you too. Again, normally courage isn't used like this. But yeah, courage is used for, hey, can you overcome a certain mental type of thing. But I'm using it for this particular moment to decide, because this is an amber moment, how quickly you recover from a prior action and are able to push in knowing what's at stake. You see Yannika and this other elf. You know and have witnessed the brand going in the bag.
It's 15.
At least I'm between them. That makes me feel a little better. Like, body shield.
But did you add the +6?
+6, it's 21.
He rolled a 4.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you reach out again, snapping the sign again, grabbing hold of this person's mind, you feel a backlash of fear coming from this person, almost as if you dive into a pool of cold water yourself. You experience that temperature change, your mind to their mind. As you touch it, you feel the fear. And for a moment, almost in a triangle, it's Yannika, the bomb carrier, and Dusa, as you are all linked by this moment. And Dusa, what is the command that you would give this person as they are within grabbing distance of Yannika?
Jump. I'm going to try to get him jump in the water. As you know, this is actually, he's being controlled by water right now. So I'm just going to draw him towards that.
And he does just that. But he moves beside Yannika and the elf, moving to jump over the railing just beside.
No. He's not going to take him that way. He's going to take him he's going to get them okay. They're in between him and the railing. So he would have to go around, or.
Do you want him to go far? Is your command just get away from Yannika and the elf?
It could be get away. It could, if he sees that the guy's path is blocked by these two, he'll have him get away, jump on the floor, and do one of those Vietnam things. Take the blow, take the
Oh,
take the explosion. In the stomach
huddle.
for the
Yeah.
team.
Ooh.
He's gonna pull Steve Rogers and jump on the grenade. Only this time,
That's
it's
it.
not a dummy.
Yeah.
It's, I'm just be a hero. Is what I'm telling him.
Be a hero. Okay.
Save us.
As these heroic thoughts go through this very unheroic person, there's that moment of, yeah, maybe I could be a hero, but there's a conflict there.
I tell him, for Rhilestilen.
He has no idea where that place is.
I get
but
him to smile. I get him to go, yeah.
He does.
There you go.
He yas out
There you
as
go,
he's
buddy.
deciding what the hell to do.
You caught the spirit.
And Yannicka, as you turn with Khalid and are ready to jump over the side, you can feel the heat on your back.
That's
and
fine.
you know the explosion is here. But the heat continues. And continues. And continues. And you realize the elf in your arms is rigid. You realize that Dusa, in this air of Oxenfurt, is frozen. That the recently heroic and patriotic bomb carrier is frozen. And you hear coming from the dock, just around some boxes, Flack! Flack! And Gaunter O'Dim steps forward and seems surprised to see you. Oh, well. This is a moment. And begins to walk toward you.
Yeah, not a lot of elves in Oxenford, I take it. As I'm like trying to move. Khalid. She's like, this is just some weird stuff going on.
It takes him a second, but he walks over and kind of swings his legs over the railing of the low-drafted boat and jumps in. You can feel it rock beneath you as if the boat somehow still has its own buoyancy in this frozen moment.
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, did you want to get in the water with him? Pointing to the older elf.
Preferably on the docks in that way. Just, away from that.
Oh, yes, he's definitely going to explode.
Yeah, no shit.
Yes. I'm here a little late, but I've caught up, I believe. That seems like a plan. I can help with that if you wish.
I just look at him very skeptically. I don't know who this guy is. Right. You'd help us. Why?
I'm benevolent.
Sure you are.
Oh, he's not going to move until,
Oh, till the explosion. Right, got it.
Right.
Okay, so she just takes a second looking around and just has a look on her face of like fucking magic. Like, why can't things just be simple?
I can help you. We can get you onto the dock and get you on your way. I know him. He points to Dusa.
Really now? Is he Mr. Popularity or something?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so like what's your whole deal here? This thing? Like, is this you? Are you a mage?
Oh, no. Please. I can help, but let's do this the easy way, I guess. You wish to get from here and take him, pointing to the...
Yeah, he needs medical attention. I gotta get him all the way to the portal over there that my acquaintance is holding open. So,
That's a lot.
jumping in the water wouldn't get us. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty strong. It can, I'll get there, figure it out.
Well, I can help.
Okay, how are you going to help?
I can get you where you need to be. It's easy.
How?
I'll roll up my sleeves and put forth some good old-fashioned elbow grease.
Right. Okay. And why would you help? Out of benevolence? Is that what you said? 'Cause usually people want something. Like they don't.
Well-
Nobody does anything out of the goodness of their heart. Like that's just.
Let's just say that it's how the wind takes me. Sometimes I decide to help. Other times I don't. It really is just how the Legion is feeling that day. I mean, how I am feeling that day.
With Nilfgaard or something? Legion?
Sure.
Okay.
But it's an exchange. See, it's I give you this, and you give me something.
All right, well, what do you want?
Ooh. Can I see your tattoo?
Which one?
You know which one.
She kind of looks at him. Why do you want to see it? How do you know I have that tattoo?
Just to guess.
So you'll help me, Khalid, and I don't know, Dusa maybe, get out of here without getting exploded. And in return, all you want is to see my tattoo.
Oh, no. I want to see it. And then we'll discuss the rest of the favor.
That doesn't sound entirely decent. You
No.
perv.
No, it doesn't. Welcome in, Raiders. We are currently playing a little Witcher family of Wraiths. Our healer, Yannicka, is talking with none other than Gontaro Dim. Gontaro Dim was sent in as a donation by the wonderful Legion of which you are now a part of. So sit back, have fun inside Witcher. It's hellacious. It's a terrible system as far as longevity in life, but it is certainly hella fun to play in. Welcome, Academy members, and oh hi. Yes, all I need to do is see your tattoo, and then we can talk about it.
You know, usually people who see my tattoo, they usually, take me out to dinner beforehand or something. You know, there's a little bit of getting to know someone first, but...
Oh, we don't have time for that. And
I'm
in that
serious.
frozen moment, he mentions and looks over at the very patriotic, semi-heroic bomb wielder who is ready to explode. And not
Yeah.
with joy, with actual combustion.
With actual combustion, yeah. Human or otherwise. Spontaneous, who knows? She'll be like, yeah, it's a fair point. But in the future, just don't ask. That's not a polite question, all right? If I was a polite person, the answer would be no. And she'll kind of slightly hesitantly, but like, this guy's weird, and she's got some tattoo questions anyways about stuff. She'll roll up her shirt and reveal her ribs.
And what does it say there, Lindy?
It says, well, it happened so quickly in my episode 1, I didn't have time to fully write it down. So if you could be so kind as to read it, Greg.
Sure. Let me go back to my notes.
Okay.
It says, when the power of love eclipses the love of power.
I'm writing it down all the way this time. I had like power and love. I'm like, that's not what it says. Peace. Just peace signs. Yeah. And it's an old Elder script.
Yeah. He would look at it. That's lovely. What a sentiment. I tell you what. I will help you get where you need to be away from this terrible place. If you... just let me change it a bit.
It's a tattoo. Oh, right. Magic, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. What do you want to change it to?
Undecided.
So you want to change it, but you don't know what you want to change it to.
It's the anticipation that's the best part.
Look, this is a commemorative tattoo.
Sort of like a
just-
plate.
Like what?
Nothing.
Okay. And she's like, oh, just 1 second. And she's gonna, seems to be frozen for everything but her. She's gonna reach out and touch him a couple times.
Gaunter?
Okay.
You're touching the person
Yeah,
that's
I'd like to touch Gaunter.
He's been working out.
All right, so you're not some weird figment of my imagination. Just had to make sure.
Hell, let's not get carried away.
Just pinch him then. Just like, well, maybe I'm not sure anymore.
No, behave.
Yourself. All right. She looks at she goes, just my tattoo? No one else's?
Just yours.
You know what? Sure. Fine. I don't have a very long life expectancy, I'm guessing anyway.
Let's see, that's very... Where would you like to be? He gestures around him. You feel the heat growing, though, as if this is not an entirely frozen moment.
Okay. I'll step back next to the to Khalid, sensing this. I'm like, just in case, let me be in between him and the explosion. All right, Mr. Magic Man, whatever the fuck it is you do. How about right next to the portal my associate has cast? Or is that beyond your capabilities? Is that?
Oh, reverse psychology, or quaint. I can get you and one other person there, but that's another favor. If you would like me to get all three of you there.
How far away is Dusa from this guy?
Like 15 feet. Deuces.
Oh, okay. She's like, she's looking at him like, he'd probably be fine. But at the same time, she looks and she's like, he definitely wouldn't be. Questionable for myself. Alright, so. Apparently that's 2 favors to move 3 people.
Yes.
That far. What about not as far? 3 people.
I'm afraid it's an all or nothing favor.
Oh, alright. I mean, what would you want for the second favor?
Undecided.
Oh. Look, you're already changing my tattoo that I got because of my sister, so...
Yes.
She looks over at Dusa again, like, he'd probably be fine.
He's not going to be, but you can tell yourself that if you'd like.
I mean, he'd probably lose a limb or 2, but... he's a little close. Can you decide on what you'd like secondly? I really don't like giving open-ended anything, ever.
I can tell you what I'm thinking. But I'd like to leave... When we raise the stakes, I'd like to see exactly who I'm bargaining with. It has to do with your ability to heal.
That's an interesting concept.
It sure is.
So what, you'd want me to heal somebody later, or not heal somebody, or diminish it altogether?
That second one.
Not heal someone later.
That's it.
Would this result in someone's death, or just horrible maiming?
We all roll dice. Wink.
Can I put in some exceptions?
No. It's getting warmer and brighter.
She's like, well, you see, I gotta heal this guy.
Yes. Oh, it won't be him. You can heal him.
Okay. And I'll probably have to heal some of the immediate, I don't know, what are we, a group or something? Oh, it's so late.
I tell you what, it'll be at least 24 hours. What a deal, you say?
And you'll come and let me know who it is that I'm not supposed to heal in at least 24 hours.
Oh, you have 24 hours and then the deal would start. And then
Okay.
I could, at any point, ask you just don't heal that person.
Just me not directly healing someone.
The actions of others are, of course, their own. It's not like this is all a game.
Right. Okay, 24 hours from now, you can pick somebody for me to not heal with my own two hands.
Yes. And
All
I'll
right.
take all three of you to the portal.
Sure, why not? Let's see if this is just a bunch of baloney in my head or if this is legit.
Right. I mean, what if you have to lose? Now, I have a question. A very serious one.
Oh, okay, really? Now we're getting serious. Okay, sure.
Again, the heat and light is creeping and kind of radiating off of the bomb guy. Have you seen a dog? It's reddish, blind, about this tall off the ground. It answers to the name of Fleck.
No, I haven't really been around animals lately, sorry. Keep my eye out, though.
If you see an animal that answers in that description and answers to Fleck, it would be nice if you let me know.
Yeah, sure. I'll just pen you a letter or something.
Yes. A letter.
Who would I be penning that to?
God! I mean, Gaunter Odim.
Right. Yeah, didn't introduce yourself, so now I know. Since you know about my tattoo, I'm guessing you know who I am.
Yes,
You know
Yannicka.
him. So, yeah. All right. Keep my eye out for Fleck the dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Coming soon to Disney Plus. I mean, what? Let's do this.
You make no sense.
Grab
Am I going
him.
insane? I'm
Yes.
going insane.
Grab
And
him.
She just, she'll grab him.
And as you close your eyes and open them, Dusa, Yannicka, and a collapsing Khalid, the elf, are standing just off to the side of the portal. And
Holy shit.
8 Redanian archers, almost simultaneously, with a slight Redanian accent, yell, "Holy fuck!" But let's cut to the brothers. Brothers, you see the explosion. The explosion goes off. The patriotic bomb wielder on the boat, who had his prey just a hand's grasp from him, thwarted by the Legion and Gaunter Odim, now sees that Yannicka, Dusa, and Khalid are away from that place. But the explosion still goes off, creating the mushroom cloud like billowing down by the dock. Brothers, you are running. You are currently free. You see ahead of you without the need for an awareness roll. There are 8 archers. There are 2 of your friends. And there is 1 slumping older elf. But brothers, what do you do as you charge towards the position?
These archers, are they about to shoot? Does it look like? Are they knocked? Are
They are.
drawn?
They seem to be in states of release of tension as this surprise appearance of 3 individuals out of thin fucking air seems to have rattled them a bit. But they are ready and prepared to shoot.
Definitely Redanian.
Yeah, they are dressed as Redanian troops. They have the slash across as prison guards. That's the only augmentation to an otherwise very Redanian outfit.
Then, in just seeing them there in a heartbeat, Aris just does the only thing he can think of doing, which is he draws a pair of throwing knives and just as loud as he can shouts,
The king has been wounded!
And hoping that that will buy them a momentary moment of the king is here, or the king is in danger, or do anything to throw them off for a fraction of a second so the rest of us can move.
I love it. Roll me either a persuasion, intimidation, or whatever other empathy-based skill you'd like to.
I've got intimidation. It's like the one thing I can do.
Let's do that.
Because it's will-based and not empathy-based.
Who needed empathy anyways?
Yeah, exactly, right? Hopefully they have some empathy. King is in a bad state. I hit roll, it didn't roll. Oh god. Oh, it's like...
It's just some lag. Roll20 is laggy today.
22. Okay, I was like suspensefully waiting.
As the fuck still kind of echoes off of the area, there's a conflict between an explosion that they've all witnessed, an obvious act of magic which they have been trained to abhor is happening right in front of them, but then a very convincing right after the explosion, and they know Radovid is in Oxenfurt, that their king has been wounded. And if this were an open warfare, open field battle, they are disorganized at this point as they kind of turn looking for somebody that might have a knowing rank about them, someone that they have dealt with before. All they can see is just a rush of chaos as the city behind you all opens up and awakens to this explosion. The dawn is now breaking over the Dimeridian-fueled Oxenfurt. It's chaos in all of its delicate structure. But at the same time, there's still about 4 or 5 of them that are like, no, fuck this, something else is wrong. But you see a good 3/4 of them, or you see good half of them begin to be taken out by this, thinking that they have a king to save.
And I cast a spell.
Let's see what your brother...
Yeah, 100%.
As you yell this out, let's see what Whim does.
I cast Whim at them. And just...
You have just enough stamina as Whim is activated. Whim, what would you like to do, my friend?
So now that the prisoner is in piggyback position, he's going to turn his head around and say, "Hold on, woman," and stick his thumbs through, like grind his thumbs through whatever possible space there is in those cuffs, and with the thumbs here, finger wrapped around the cuff, and like total grip strength thing, he's going to try to break the cuffs off like in front of him.
Absolutely. And because silver is in play, nothing is impossible. Roll me a body here. Body or physique, whichever one fits the bill.
Let's do some physique. 32.
Nothing happens for a moment. For 2, your passenger who's riding behind you, and you're holding like basically in front of you, right? The hands are from the back or around front.
Yeah.
And you hear the complaint begin. The first part of the "what the fuck are you doing" is the "what the fuck," and then they snap. And they splinter, not into metallic, like just the unhinging. This is more of somebody that is taking chisel and hammer to stone. And these Dimeridian bands crackle and flake under a 32 as you describe what this does to Whim. Is this easy for Whim? It can be, if you wish it to be. Is this something that requires him to use a little all? What does the effort look like that Whim puts into this to shatter a magical inhibitor off of Yennefer of Vengerberg?
So normally It may be an easy task for him if he were using his entire hands to just stress the chain and break the chain. But the fact that he's using his thumb and his pointer finger to take these dimeridium shackles and separate them enough with every ounce of his being. If you were looking at his face when this is happening, you could see him like focus and concentrating every ounce of will into these two fingers as he stresses them to the point and engages like everything in his back to separate them. And there's like a trickle of sweat that comes down that the prisoner does not see.
She might not see the sweat, but she sees the explosion of the shackles that had been restraining her. And with a push on the top of your head, almost in a pike, the person that was on your shoulders lands on the ground in front of you. As she looks down at her wrists, and you can see that where they are red and the skin is kind of flared and the veinage is popping along the backs of her hands and up her forearms. But she looks down and then looks at you, and you don't know what these purple eyes tell. You've not been around enough, but you would come to learn that there is a measure of respect held within the orbs, if but for a moment. But let's cut back to our mage, Ainfra, as you are holding here. This is another round. What is happening to you mechanically?
She's starting to do that kind of regulated breathing that you do when you're straining against something. But it's like she's trained herself for this, so it's the very much... have you ever actually fenced? Or like actual trained for fencing? A 5 pound, a 3.5, 4 pound epee doesn't feel like a lot at the start of the day. But after 7 hours, it's your arm feels it. And even if you're holding it and you're focused, and you have to focus on it. And so she's focused and holding it steady. And she stepped to the side of the portal, like with her back against her own wall, and prepared to stab through a throat of someone that isn't one of the people that she knows is supposed to be coming. But she's got that door open and she's holding it.
How's your stamina?
Could definitely be better. But she's okay. She's okay.
I would like everybody outside, that is Yannicka, that is Dusa, that is Eris and Wim, to roll me. Let's roll some initiative here.
Deuce and I have priorities. We're like, ooh.
There we go. Jeez, Pete. Took forever.
That's what you get.
That's what I get. Damn, JF.
The GOD, man. You just made me mad.
I'm sorry. Is time not
Goddamn
working to your
GOD.
favor, Greg? Oh, don't you just hate it when time isn't on your side? Right. They've got an entire round. They've got less than a round. They've got tons of.
Hardy fucking hard. Okay, let's go to Dusa. Dusa, as you see this situation unfold, the Redanian troops are disorganized, but at least half of them still seem to be intent on firing into the portal. And so, what do you do as you arrive on the scene? You were down at the docks. You had no idea. You had just cast this person to take care of, in a heroic fashion, throw themselves on their bombs, and then you're back at the portal. You don't know.
Imagine there's like a silhouette behind us of just a massive explosion on the docks.
Right, yeah, the sound is just now getting to you all as things are rattling in frames and all along.
That guy was a
Oxford.
hero.
That guy, man, that guy.
How far are we from the portal?
We're going to say that Gaunter would drop you all in the same positions that you would have been, so you're about 15 feet away. You can get in there easily if you'd like.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to what's in Yannicka? What's the situation with Yannicka? You're
As you-
carrying the guy,
Yeah.
and you're not in the portal.
No, but I'm close, real close.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait for Yannicka. I'm gonna put up an active shield, drawing some earth around some earth magic around me, and Yannicka. But I guess I can only cover Yannicka with that.
I
and
will
not the
allow
other
yourself.
guy.
Yeah, I will allow yourself to kind of shield her if you would like.
Oh yeah, that's the idea.
Okay.
Here's what I'll do. I'll shield her with my body, and the other guy I'll shield with the active shield. The old man.
Gotcha. Okay.
And just wait for her to go.
Okay,
Just
so
ready.
yeah, that was your action, holding your movement to go with her if she intends to move.
With the active shield, so I'll put 3 stamina for that.
Perfect. And so then we drop in the initiative order to Yannicka. It is your turn. You see the same thing. You were there.
Yeah.
Now you're here.
I'm
and
getting
you've-
through the portal because I remember what our lovely sorceress said about keeping it open and how it's strained. So not wasting any time. Getting this guy in. Just in.
Okay. Roll me a endurance as you.
Endurance? Sure thing. Greg. 21.
You are able to scoop up the thin older elf, and you're taking all of the weight. It's not dead weight. He's not dead, but as far as he's not being able to, he can't support himself. A lot of wounds. And are you going through the portal?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then
Dusa will not.
Dusa, you're gonna hold outside.
Yeah. As soon as they go through, he'll go over to Ainfra and try to protect her.
You can stand.
I'm not there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stand.
I'm in my house.
Oh, you're in your house.
Yeah, she's on the other side of the portal.
Oh, then I'm going through.
Okay.
I'm gone.
We're like.
So you're in the house. I'm like, oh, okay. There you go.
I never went through the portal. I'm holding the portal on this side though.
Oh, on that side. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why she asked who would be the last through.
Understood.
She'll say, and as Yannicka will come through, she'll say, Wimmer Eris, and then go up. Because
they
know who was last.
They're shooting at us. She stays against the wall.
Yeah, I'll be fine. And I just start heading up the stairs. I'm gonna use all the movement to get as far as I can. Just take this guy up to Ainfra's bedroom.
Yeah, and I'll go stand with Ainfra and keep the active shield going.
Okay, so as Yannicka takes towards the medical tent, that is the bedroom and the upstairs of Ainfra's house, you're continuing to carry the Khalid up there. And as you're moving and making that move, we go to Wim. Wim, you have a package of your own. This person has jumped to the side, but Yennefer's movements will be tied to your own. What do you do?
Okay. Well, also, the way she was held, she didn't have to get off unless she jumped off, because her weight is kind of like the fulcrum is on my shoulders. So she can still, like, once the cuffs are broken, she can still choose to grab on. If she chose to get off me, that's what she wants to do. But regardless of what she does, Wim doesn't even look at her, and he's still running towards our rendezvous point. So how far is Wim from this point?
You all are closing on the scene. I'm going to say that you can get to the very opening of the portal with this round, using like your full movement and run and rush and all that good stuff.
Cool. And how many of these archers and men are in the way?
None of them are in the way. The way to the portal is clear for you all. They're standing like kind of 25 feet in front of the portal, and they were lined up to shoot into the portal. But half of them have kind of lost direction because of your brother's proclamation that the king has been wounded.
Okay, cool. Let's do some daring acts of heroism. So
Let's do it.
To alter his course by like 10 or 15 degrees and aim for the flank of those troops with just his fucking mass. So he's going to, if he can charge into them without attacking and just throw kind of his, like, put his shoulder down, and as many as he can knock prone, he wants to do. But in his efforts in doing that, right before he hits, he makes an impact with the side. He wants to make eye contact with whoever notices and just yell out at the top of his lungs, "I fucked your mum."
Okay. Roll me an intimidation, much like your brother, only this time for the general attack on one's maternal figure.
I'm going to do this and burn 2 luck. So that's a 26.
Okay, I will just see if they can. Oh! The Redanians muster.
Did you add the +6, Wim?
I did.
The Redanians muster at the thought of the awful act that you're saying you did with one of their caregivers. And as you hit them, they are Radovid's troops, well trained, enough to take on the Nilfgaardians almost single-handedly. They muster. And as you hit them, though, I want you to roll me I believe it's a physique whenever you charge in. Isn't that what's at the end of all of that?
Yep, physique.
Yep, hit me with one of those, please.
I'll burn 2 more luck on that.
Roll me a D8. Eris, since you're the only one that's really got the best view of this right now, you see your brother scream what he screams as the Redanians muster, and then he charges into them, and all 8 of them end up on their backs. Your brother is among the mass of Redanians, though. What do you do now that it is your turn?
I am going to, as my brother, as my brother forgets that he's not an infantry battalion for a moment, and it's just like 8 versus 1 seems like a fair fight. I am going to run over. And I am going to try and coup de grace 2 of them on the ground. They're armed with bows, right? Currently, like, I imagine they've got other weapons, but they have bows in their hand.
Absolutely, yes. They were all drawn up with bows. None of them have any type of melee weapon or martial weapon with them.
Okay, fantastic.
They have them with them, not in their hands, though.
They're on the ground. Ugh. Fuck you, bro. I cast Igni.
Just indiscriminately?
Indiscriminately.
As Igni is cast, go ahead and roll me spellcasting for your Igni. This is, you've got bonuses aplenty, plus they're all prone. We're just going to say that this is going to be, there's no way to get it around.
The Docks Part 2.
Right.
I have no way to get Wim. I physically cannot carry Wim. I don't have the strength to lift Wim, but
But you can light a fire under his ass.
Yeah, exactly. And also,
good night, everybody.
And they're prone. They're on the ground. This is gonna fucking rally through this, you dicks. And as Wim just shouted, "I fucked your mother," I just gonna come in and just stand over them and just say, "And I watched Igni." And spellcasting is okay, fair enough. That is it a basic roll? I think it is.
Yes.
I don't know what my plus is to this, but that is a 23.
Okay, and that would have the 6 in it as well from...
Yeah, that's got the 6.
Okay. So as you throw the fire out, and as it blisters around across the Redanian troops, and as they begin to scream, Yennefer runs through the portal. She recognizes a avenue of retreat, and as she comes through the portal, she stops and almost comes nose to nose with Ainfra. As she, a moment of shock goes over and through the purple eyes that face you, Prax, or face Ainfra with all of this. She turns and spins to Dusa, who is the closest one. And she screams in a growl, a command, a manner of speech that doesn't expect to be listened to. It demands to be listened to. As she says, "How long has she been holding the portal?" And that's where we're going to take our break.
Ah.
I feel like the Witchers are the wrong people to ask that question to. They're like, a bit.
Deuce is
between
Yeah, if
1
you
and
ask
10
it that way,
minutes.
this is just gonna, yeah.
All right,
To
everybody.
be continued.
Yeah, go hydrate, everyone. Go grab a snack. Meet us back here in 5 minutes as we go do the same. And we'll be right back, everybody. Come get ready for some more Witcher Family of Wraiths. We'll see how the brothers handle the Oxenfurt Redanians. We're back in a bit.
Let me mute. My stew muncher.
Hello, everybody. As we are back here with a little Witcher Wednesdays with Witcher Family of Wraiths, we are currently, let me set the stage for all of you wonderful people. Oh, by the way, if you would like to help the cast, you may do so by simply retweeting our going live tweet. Once we hit 20, a magical item will be given to the group. Once we hit 30, more fun things. And if we hit the mythical 40, well, that is the best we could possibly do in this session. So, with all of those in play, it is up to you, Legion, to see if we can do that. You can also contribute any way that you see in the donations below. But to set the stage as we come back from our break, we have a portal open to the city of Oxenfurt that is currently being housed or occupied by Redanian forces. The enemy. We have, on the good side of the portal, our mage, Ainfra. We have one of our 3 witchers, Dusa, and we have our healer, Yannicka. And we also have Yennefer of Vengerberg, who has just been retrieved by the 2 witchers who are on the bad side of the portal. Right now, the brothers, Eris and Wim of Gesso, are fighting Redania. And as, again, this portrait is showing a scene painted just for Ainfra, and as Yennefer has come through the portal, able to read her fellow mage as only a mage can, has turned to Dusa and said, "How long has she been holding that portal?"
Yeah. But when she says it, she's going to be looking up because it's 6'5", and Dusa will look down, sweat pouring down his face because he's holding his shield. I'll just look at her and I'll say, I have no idea.
Yennefer, if you want to ask me a question, ask me the damn question. But now's not the time for talking.
She turns and looks at you, and without a hesitation back towards Eris or Wim, she says, "Release it."
Not happening.
Then she turns and stands beside you. Yannicka, we're going to go with you. You make it up to the 2nd floor. Or I'm assuming you're just prepping at this point.
Oh yeah, she drags him into because it should still be nice and medical tenty because I have several days on that.
Yep.
So drags him up there. I think she even just puts him on Ainfra's bed, like whatever. Sorry, I'll do laundry later. And just immediately starts to get to work because the area is already prepped. So
okay. We'll get
clotting
back.
powder, numbing herbs, sterilizing fluid, and just starts working.
The first thing that happens is as you drop him onto the bed, and again,
and it's very gentle compared to how she's treated everyone else. This is very gentle.
As you gently lay down the elder elven figure that's in your arms.
Out of respect.
The shirt that he's wearing opens, and across his chest you can see his tattoo that mirrors the one that you have. The same script, the same saying, as, you know, it kind of speaks to you and reminds you of a promise or a deal just made, as when the power of love eclipses the love of power as you prepare. But we're going to go back downstairs. Ainfra, you are in another round here. How does this affect you? As Yennefer stands beside you, almost squaring up with the portal.
This is pretty close. He has his hand on her shoulder.
Dusa wouldn't notice because she's like perfectly it's that level of holding herself stiff so she doesn't move. But with Yennefer to her side, she might notice the slightest shake with her hand on the staff. And she looks at Yennefer and says, "You might want to call yours. It'll be real useful right about now."
You can tell that she would love to.
Oh, what the hell did you do without that? And she's like looking at like that moment of like, the only reason she's not means that somebody broke that shit. She's like, what?
She simply turns and, for lack of any other explanation, provides as much support as she can as she doesn't leave your side.
Fine. Hey, Dusa, you're loud at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Tell those chuckleheads to get back through the damn portal.
Get back through the damn portal!
Okay, not in my ear. Not in my ear.
Oh,
Not-
sorry.
All right, but thank you.
I
Thank
kinda
you.
drew back. Okay, Jutsa will also draw his bow and try to get a mark if he can see anything.
Yeah, take a shot. You've got a bunch of people in the ground burning. But there are more people in the ground burning that aren't your friends than there are happen to be your well, whatever Dusa considers whim.
An ally? Friend? It's okay, it's gonna be a fast one. There we go. Short bow. Firing. What's the range?
It's short.
It's short. So close. What did you say? Close or medium? Close. Okay. Close. Random. Okay. 24.
Okay, yeah, they're all prone, so go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. Uh, 21. Is that possible?
Sure is.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah,
There we
bows are
go.
pretty good.
Yeah. Well, there. First time I shot a bow in this so far.
As one of the troops that's burning tries to kind of push themselves out of the fire, an arrow slips down, takes a trench out of the eyebrow cheek, and goes into the sternum, just inside the lifted off chest piece, as the breath isn't knocked from him as much as it is escaping from a new hole. And so there's this whistling, gurgling sound as he is deflating. He's not knocked out, but he's definitely not real keen on fighting further as he's burning and whistling.
And like the professional huntsman that he is, he takes note.
Okay, yeah, you noted a definite like sucking chest wound
A
here.
bit better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. That's it for Dusa.
Ainfra, if you have any stamina to take off, where do you stand?
She is up and holding this portal, but her arm is shaking.
Do you have stamina left, or are you using health?
Oh, she is using stamina barely.
Okay.
Barely.
As soon as your hand starts to shake, you would feel Yennefer's hand grasp your wrist, almost holding it up as she sees you begin to kind of move with the effort, but she steadies you, or at least moves to make the act of steadying you. It doesn't do anything for you. She's just...
It makes it look good to anybody else.
Perhaps. Let's go back outside to Wim and Eris in that order. Wim, you're burning. If you still had your beard, it would be curling. You don't, so your skin is burning. What do you do, my friend? What's your damage on your Igni, Josh?
I have never cast Igni before, so
I think
I've
it's.
been to cremate people, and they were already dead.
I think it's 1d1 minus 1.
There we go.
That's it. That's it. You feel reinvigorated.
I think it heals witches. I think that's how that works.
That's it. That's it. Right.
1d6 damage.
But only redheaded
per
witches.
Stamina points, so it's 2. So it's 2d6, and there's a 50% chance of being lit on fire. So 2d6 is 6.
Roll me a D100. Low is bad, high is good, Billy. And I'll do the same thing for the troops. Nobody catches on fire, but everybody gets 6 damage as the fire rips through everyone. Everybody was prone. But Wim, you're up first. You're not burning. You're not continuing to burn. You don't have the burn effect on you, but you may do whatever you would like here at this point. As they're prone, they move after you. Your brother has just burned everyone. What would you like to do, my friend?
So after getting a strike, he's going to launch himself up with his arms so his feet gets underneath him, and then make eye contact with his brother and head into the portal.
You are able to make it in. Eris, you are the last left in Oxenfurt. Is there anything you want to do as you're leaving? Or are you leaving?
As I take a moment, Greg, to really take in the majesty of it all and the beauty of it. I mean, it's a great place, and it's got that picturesque water through. I draw a throwing knife, and I back up through the portal, and any of them try to get to their feet, any of them try to reach for the bows, anything at all, I will call a fucking headshot on them. I'm not about being shot. I'm not about anyone else being shot or anything like that. But on the other hand, I'm holding a new sword, which apparently I've got off of
Leo.
Of Leo. I'm holding Leo's sword, and if anyone does get a shot off, I'm prepared to parry some shots coming in.
Sure.
That's it.
As you back up with your movement, you do see one of the brave, invigorated, very patriotic fools reach for a bow.
Headshot, calling it.
Yep. Go ahead and take your shot as you see him moving up to...
Screw it, putting 2 points of luck into this. You feel lucky.
Dirty Eris.
Dirty Eris. That is a... Boom. That, and plus. So it's just the first roll. 26. That is with the minus.
Roll your damage.
So 15.
And as he pulls the bow up, as the portal is beginning to close, he would have had enough time to take a shot, but instead, the last thing that goes through his mind, instead of what a beauty when the arrow was loosed from string, is the steel of your blade as it buries through his eye into the back of his head, and he drops among his other tackled friends as Oxenfurt awakes to bedlam. But the portal closes, and we are back in the home of Ainfra.
Ainfra leans very heavily into Yennefer, looks at the 3 Witchers and says, we, gesturing to her and Yennefer, are going to get cleaned up. I need you to clean all of you. All of it. Get rid of the Dimeridium, please. Thank you.
Yennefer isn't dragging you away, but she is guiding you away at this point, and she's got as much weight as you will give her, but she's not engaging the Witchers at all.
Yeah.
And she's heading upstairs until you redirect her. She's going towards...
Who's she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's she doing here?
Can we
my
smell
sister
her?
and I will talk to you both later. Don't bother us. And she just slams the door of the closes the bathroom because she's going to set up in the bathroom a cleansing ritual in the bathroom. for them both.
Right.
She's going to take a couple of recovery rounds first, but she's going to get Yennefer together, and we're going to do a full cleansing ritual and let the guys do what they want.
We're going to skip ahead about 30 minutes for everyone but Yannicka, as we basically, this is everyone kind of getting in, decompressing, getting off the Dimeridium, our Witchers putting themselves out, as we instead turn to Yannicka and the fight to save the elven man's life, the Khalid's life. I need a healing hands as soon as you...
Yes. And I applied sterilizing fluid and numbing herbs and clotting powder. So, healing hands check. Here we go. And you know what? I'm just going to put 3 points of luck into it because, move. Okay.
There's a way to
Try help a
stabilize...
bit, assist.
Yeah, there's a way to stabilize this on the first, and you just did it. 35 DC.
Wow.
Describe this. This is not my story to tell. With a 35 DC, you can bring anybody back that is still breathing. It doesn't matter. They can now decapitation. There are certain elements of the Witcher system.
Decapitation's a bit hard to bring back.
This, to explain to you the wounds in a second. This elf has been stabbed repeatedly in the back, in the chest, and in the stomach. It's as if while they were dragging him away, they were murdering him.
Yeah. Okay.
You are able to identify all of these wounds, put them in an order from most dire to, if there is such a thing, least critical.
Mm-hmm.
You attend to them each over the course of the next 45 minutes. You are able to stop them all. Dusa, you witness this as you are handing off things to, whether it be bandages, since you mentioned you were there to help.
Yeah.
To you, Dusa, I'm not sure, JF, how Dusa would appropriate this, but having been a veteran of many battles and having lived a life as long as he has, it's safe to say that if you've ever seen anybody with this type of medical talent, you've never seen anybody better. Maybe there was somebody just as proficient. None better than Yannicka.
In elder speech, he'll say, beautiful work, little sister.
Yeah, she wouldn't respond until she's done because her focus is entirely on this. Medusa would notice that she's being, comparatively to how he's seen her treat patients previously, incredibly gentle. Very methodical and still. Like, she's treated these wounds before, maybe not all in this capacity at once, but she's very methodical about it. She's the most gentle you've ever seen her when she's, cleaning the wound or moving the patient around. And you might even see like a slight bit of perspiration on her this time, because this was a difficult one to treat. And she would just, when it's done, go look at Khalid and say, "Now just rest. Don't sit up. Don't do anything. I'm gonna get you some water."
His
If he's
eyes
conscious.
His eyes are closed. He is not conscious at all.
Okay, then she'll put some water by the bed in case he wakes up. If sticky notes were a thing, she'd put one on his forehead that says "Don't sit up." But since that's not a thing, she'll just do the medical tuck into the sheets, so that way he couldn't sit up if he wanted to. If he wakes up, he is very tucked in.
With a 35 on your healing hands, I will let you know this. It doesn't take you long as you're kind of measuring the light as it goes into his eyes, as you're kind of just examining him after you tend to the triage, the critical wounds. This is a profound sleep. You've seen this before. We would call it a coma. And it seems that his body has been damaged so severely, he should be dead, but you've saved him.
Yeah. She's gonna keep checking in on him every hour then, just to maintain things, change bandages if need be, reapply herbs. She's going to keep the numbing herbs up as much as she can just to help with the pain. And just keep checking on him. And that's her plan. She's trying to do something. Thanks for your help. And then she'll go clean herself up because I imagine she's covered in a bit of blood at this point.
Right, and just to give you a few more bits of information,
Mm-hmm.
again, with a 35, which is ungodly, it's otherworldly with the roll that was both silvered up and just pure proficiency, you would know that at this point, there's nothing more that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
That your clotting powder and everything, fresh bandages every day or so at this point. There's no, it's when his mind has decided that he is healed, he will awaken.
Yeah.
It's just time now. It's just rest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, we should probably get cleaned up and leave the room.
And with that, we should probably get cleaned up. We're going to hard cut through the house to the bathroom where the mages are apparently either in the process of cleaning the dimeridium off of them, or they are finishing up. I leave that completely up to Prax, as Yennefer, because of her absolute contact for an extended period of time with the cuffs, would have at the very least, taken part in the cleansing ritual to scrub and to try to get as much of this
Well, the great thing about a cleansing ritual, if I roll well, is it pures all the poisons, including dimeridium, out of us.
Let's get that roll then.
And technically she's helping?
Yeah.
Cool.
She seems back now, and you notice that she's got a necklace on that she didn't have before.
Okay, good. You didn't lose everything. So that's a 25. Anything short of plague, I've basically cured all of the poisons from.
So, not sure where everyone is, but Yennefer would be in a reverse roll with Geralt. She's in the tub as she is sitting there having, with the part of the cleansing ritual and everything, just taking care of the dimeridium. And she would begin to engage you as the magics have left, and seems that fate
I
is...
figure by this point, Yennefer is just sitting in the sauna in the bathrobe, and he's done her hair, and she's just looking at her like, what the hell is going on?
It seems that fate has drawn us together.
I guess. What's going on, Yennefer?
Well, if fate is going to present me with an opportunity, I am not one to look away.
We're not talking about fate. We're not talking about fate.
We're always talking about
bullshit.
fate.
Yennefer, do you know what's happened in the last week and a half?
I am quite aware of the workings of the world. I am no longer a puppet that is being led by the circle or the lodge or whoever is guiding the strings of the mages. I am a force of nature, and you know that.
Stop. You can do that with them. Don't do it with me.
You should know better. Stop asking.
Yennefer, just because you're pissed that Triss decided to take advantage of the fact that Geralt lost his memory doesn't mean you need to take it out on the rest of us.
Please, do you think I'm so short-sighted as to allow the
Yes.
passions of the heart?
Yes, Yennefer, wake up. We all let our passions rule us. It's why we channel chaos.
My dear, then act like it.
Oh, I am. But don't do this bullshit about how you let yourself free from fate and that we're all gonna... No, just tell me what the fuck you actually want.
She smiles. You'll see. It'll just take a bit.
Yennefer, you're effectively my sister, and you're my younger sister by 30 fucking years, remember? Remember that part?
It holds no weight for me, but if you wish me to remember facts, sure, I remember it.
I do. I need you to remember certain facts, because facts are what's important right now. Fact number 1. You going off half-cocked has screwed us in the past, significantly. Fact number 2. When we get screwed because you've gone off half-cocked, we have shit tons of people who want to kill us, actively. I have enough people who are actively trying to kill me. By the way, Kel Hollow is now currently one of them. Admittedly, I'm currently planning her demise, preferably with, me crushing her frozen heart beneath my heel. But...
Isn't she older than you?
Yes. And that's why I'm going to enjoy killing her.
Ah.
But I'm not going off cocked. Am I?
I don't know, are you?
No, Yennefer, I'm not. And you shouldn't either. But when you say that you're going to embrace chaos and let everything come, I remember a certain battlefield. Do you recall it, Yennefer? Do you recall what happened afterwards?
I recall everything. But whether my recollection is the same as yours, well, definition is in the eye of the beholder.
Do you recall what happened when you apparently decided to go off half-cocked because you'd forgotten yourself? And now there are a bunch of people in this building who will be actively pissed at you. And I don't want you dead.
My dear, much older sister, you are living in the past.
I'm the better looking one, but...
Again, eye of the beholder.
Yes. And your current beholder is... I thought so.
Her face falls, and she says to you, I'm sorry you felt him go.
Felt? I didn't feel him go, Yennefer. She stopped them long enough for me to watch. And then tried to shoot me.
I understand.
Yes, you're the only one I can think of who actually would. You do understand.
Let's talk about the present.
There's a viper in my house. He is welcome and has guest rights, therefore. You're my sister. I'm not going to let him kill you. But can we, possibly not blow up my house?
I was thinking we could reach an arrangement. I need your help.
What do you want? What do you need?
I was going to use Khalid and his Scoia'tael, but that turned south.
Yennefer, you don't have to play the mystical bullshit with me. Tell me what you're doing, and I'll tell you how I can help you.
I need you to act as my emissaries and go to Brokilon Forest. I need you to enter upon agreement with the Dryads. They have an intruder, an invader in their forest that they cannot rid themselves of. I need you to rid them of it and bring me back a sire bone knit.
I'm sorry, what? Why? Why do you need that?
Someone is almost dead. If that someone dies, thousands more will follow.
Who's almost dead now?
That is a future conversation. This is the present.
And it very much determines on whether or not I decide to help. Yennefer, you know I'm going to help you. You know this.
Of course.
So give me what I want, or I can go looking for it myself.
I'm protecting you, sister. If you bring back the Sire Bone Knit, I promise that I will tell you who it is for. But not until then. Therefore, you will not be held accountable.
Of course I will. I'll always be. It's the way this works.
Seems like fate.
Yennefer, last time you started talking about fate, kingdoms fell.
My dear, I am not political. I am practical.
Oh, bullshit, we're all political. And pretend that we're not, but we all are. You were there at Thanid. You were just as political as everyone else.
That's a past conversation.
And the past shapes us as what we are. The past, the future, the present. It all shows in the waters.
Only if you let it.
It always will. You want to change the past? Or do you want to take your... I will help you, Yennefer. You're going to need to convince them. They have other desires at the moment.
She splashes the water a little bit that she's in. 3 witchers. Greedy.
And no, I don't want any of them. I had mine.
Her slight smile falls again. I know. For what it's worth, I am sorry.
It's fine.
No, it's not. And it should not be fine. Until those that made you feel that way in the past burn in the future.
And Ainfra looks at her, and of the people currently in her house, only Yennefer would see the desire in front of her to let go, to let something burn. But she's holding it in. Barely.
If Yennefer sees this, she will cross over to you. And not in a sisterly way or a maternal way, but more the embrace of soldiers on a battlefield. If you will allow her, she will draw you into a fierce hug.
I think Ainfra almost resists for a moment and she feels her whole body shake and just she starts to collapse into Yennefer, and she's trying so hard not to cry at the moment, but she's holding it barely.
And it's at that point that you realize there's no affection in this beyond the true sorrow that you can see expressed on Yennefer's face, but it is what it feels like, a soldier's embrace. And because she saw that glimmer, Yennefer speaks, her lips brushing your earlobe. When the time comes, freeze them all.
It'll happen. It'll happen. You get some rest, recover. I'll go try and get you something to eat. Don't break my house.
I appreciate your hospitality, but there's no time. Your troop of witchers and the elven healer, I believe.
That's the term she likes best.
You must convince them that ours is the right path.
Won't be the first time I've lied to a bunch of witchers, but I will it.
Oh, but this isn't a lie. This is the right path.
As you see it.
As fate sees it.
I remember when another mage told me that it'd be best for fate if that path, and he took that path. And I remember 12 girls dead.
That's the funny thing about stories involving fate. Only one of them is right.
But is it yours, or is it theirs? Or is it one that we haven't seen yet at all?
I guess we'll see.
Recover. And don't take out your frustrations on Geralt. Don't take your frustrations at Triss out on Geralt. At least fight your sister well enough. She kind of walks out the door at that and closes it.
Yennefer will be out about 5 minutes after that. The rest
Infra has found another dress for her in her colors, but not necessarily like her more Infra's style, but still in the blacks that Yennefer prefers.
Okay. Yeah, so that's where you would all congregate then after Yannicka has saved the life of Khalid of Rhilestilen. You would be down in that same room that had just been recently opened to Oxenfurt. Yennefer would descend, but I will give you a few seconds or moments to talk if you would like before she comes down to address you as a group. Or do whatever you'd like. This is your story. Billy?
Yeah, so the second that we get through the portal and the portal closes and everyone's safe, I want to punch Eris for setting me on fire. And like right before my fist hits his face, in the event that it does hit, I want it to turn into an open hand, so that it's just this really loud noise, and so none of the damage, but all of the punishment.
If you want to roll an attack, your brother can roll a defense. We can let the dice tell the story, or you can agree upon a narration.
He bitch slaps me, and it's not me giving him a pity. It's not me throwing him a bone. I genuinely don't see it coming. Eris is distracted because the other two just made their departure, and as Wim was probably like putting tiny little bits of flame out on him, and he's just seen that because he hasn't really twigged that it's Yennefer until now, and it's just caught the smell, barely able to catch that smell over the smell of burnt bodies, and knows who that is. So he goes from suddenly watching Yennefer retreat, and then he turns to say something to his brother, and I imagine is like almost has his head knocked off.
Yeah, it's a tooth rattling smack delivered between brothers.
Eris sags visibly under that. 'Cause his brother is no joke when it comes to that kind of stuff. But instead of standing up and taking it like a champion or anything like that, Aris levels a very unfamiliar blade at whim. Try that again. I fucking dare you.
I don't need to say any more words. I had it covered. You didn't need to set him on fire. I knocked every one of them to the ground.
You wasted time.
There's 8 shots that didn't get shot through that portal at Arm Mage. What the fuck were you gonna do? Stab him in the back with a little needle?
You want me to show you what I was about to do? Keep that attitude.
Alright, I got the time. And then he puts his power leg back and brings his fists up.
Easy now, boys. Have some of this. I'll hand you some rubbing alcohol.
There are other things in the bar.
This is the best stuff I found in that bar.
Deucer.
Kinda busy, Deucer.
Come on now.
Deucer. Take this. And he will hand you Leo Bonnart's sword. Hold on to that for me.
Another sword. All right. That's enough, boys. Come on, drink up.
And Wim waits.
We've wrecked this house enough.
He's got a stance. Like the words are penetrating and they make sense to him, but he's not relaxing.
Aris is just standing there.
Look at
waiting.
Yannicka.
Yannicka is, I think, left. It's
Oh,
just
she's
the
not there?
three of us in here.
Oh
yeah.
God! Oh no!
She took. It's just 3 witches
Yeah,
in a room.
because this is
Three
right
witches
after the
walking
portal,
into-
and I had medical things to attend to. So I'll be down when I can, boys. Don't
Oh, no,
murder
I was helping
yourselves, or I'll
out.
murder
Okay,
you.
I guess I came down to get some rubbing alcohol and then started.
Probably.
Got a bit thirsty.
Yeah,
and
this
hung
would have
around.
just to kind of timestamp this. This would have been right at. I mean, literally, the portal was closed.
You probably even come up to help me yet because you did
Yeah.
stay to shoot
Okay.
arrows. So
Yeah.
this is probably
I told you I'll be
helping.
right up, and then I went towards the.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, standing in between you boys, drinking. You sure you don't want some of this? This takes the edge off. How about you try some, Aris?
He takes the bottle
Come on, it's time to celebrate, boys.
and like he's about to take a swig, and then he stops as you say that.
We just defeated a company. Or maybe not a company. Squadron. Half a squadron. A few men.
So we did.
More like a small birthday party.
And he will hand it off to Musa. And he'll look to Wim. Don't push me.
Don't
today.
make bad choices.
Well, if you're gonna fight, just fight now.
And Wim hasn't moved.
Yeah, the moment's passed, eh? All right then. Have a seat.
He will go over and take a seat on the opposite side on a counter as far away from Wim as possible and just sit there quietly seething with rage. Other than that.
My. Just walk off then. And the bottle to Wim.
And that would be when Dusa would join Yannicka to perform the.
There we go. Oh, I forgot. Oh my. All right. You hold on to this. I know we're gonna need this. Yeah.
I love the idea that like he's like given us like rubbing alcohol to drink, but he's got a fine vintage of antibacterial wine that he's using to like.
Yannicka is just like,
That's
don't
plan
be
B.
adult, get some rubbing alcohol. This is no.
It's just
Doctor's orders.
That's my Toussaint red. It does not act as a freaking medicinal.
It doesn't have a high enough alcohol content. Go back for the rubbing alcohol. I swear if you drink it all.
Like Aris is just gonna sit there glaring into the abyss, alone in the kitchen with Wim.
Wim's going to find a chair that's way too small for him, and his knees are going to like rise above it, and he's just kind of recline backwards on it and stare up at the ceiling with his arms like against the back of the chair, and just breathing deeply.
And as our camera would pull back from the scene of the two brothers in various states of forced relaxation between the two of them, Eris, you would hear in the back of your mind go, the voice of tears whisper, "I like the fire part." As we then fast forward to after Yannicka's maneuverings, after the cleansing and the conversation between Ainfra and Yennefer, and the company of 5 is downstairs in the same room. Yennefer hasn't arrived yet, but will momentarily.
All right. 1 second, because I imagine she just got down and cleaned up her hands. You look like shit, and you look... Either of you chuckleheads, I think that's the Temerian term, have any injuries to report? And I'm already pulling out more things. And I'll walk over to Wim, because he's the one who looks real singed.
Wim looks over, looks at Yannicka. She was like, yeah. And he looks over at Eris, a couple of burns.
And I imagine there's some on your face, and she'll kind of be like, ooh, have you ever considered a beard? And pulls out stuff. And starts treating him.
Billy, I'd like you to roll courage. I'm sorry.
Yannicka has no idea.
Is this courage versus cry? Is that what it is?
Yeah, right. This is just courage, just to see if the hand absently goes up and rubs the chin and tries to pull on it, even though it's not there.
Uh-huh.
You may keep your hand where it is.
There you go. I treat your burns.
Do you want the good news, the bad news, or the fuck we're all dead news?
Well, yeah. Fuck we're all dead news. I guess I'll go with the fuck we're all dead news.
And she'll turn and look Eris dead in the eye.
Can't wait for this.
I'm not asking you to like her, but can you just not kill her under my roof?
Your garden doesn't have a roof.
My property. And unfortunately, she's effectively family.
Ask me how much family means to me at this moment.
And she'll kind of look between you and Wim and back. Probably about as much as I'm feeling.
So, we're in agreement. For once. What does she want?
She wants our help. Well, no, she wants my help. And I'm assuming she wants yours as well. I'll give it to her. Because I know she doesn't lie. No, that's not true. She doesn't lie to me and mine. She doesn't lie to mages, and she doesn't lie to elves, and
Ainfred,
most of the time
I don't
she
see
doesn't lie
any
to magicians.
talons or claws or a beak or any feathers on you, which means you ain't a messenger bird. So if she has something she wants to say to us, she can fucking do it face to face. She is not using you to avoid this conversation.
Oh.
Who is she again?
Yennefer, come on down the stairs. I'll introduce you to my guests.
Wim will look up and is like, that's Yennefer? Huh?
Who's
Oh,
Yennefer?
no.
Guess I was expecting.
And I
her
wait
to
for
walk.
Yennefer to walk into the room before I say, "Who's Yennefer?"
Yeah. I don't know if I would know better.
She moves in.
Yennefer of Angerberg. This is Eris. He is School of the Viper. Wim, School of the Bear. Dusa, School of the Griffin.
She'll raise an
This is a
eyebrow.
mage.
She'll raise an eyebrow at the School of the Griffin and look for a second at Ainfra. Well met. I need your help.
Didn't you just get our help?
I need you to do something for me.
Is there more to that, or
Do you want
Ainfra,
there to
you
be?
actually have to...
That's funny. I need a favor too. Go on.
Yennefer, just tell them. They're not Geralt. They don't have... They remember how it is to work with actual individuals that you want help from. Sometimes you have to ask.
On my way down here, I stopped in. I looks over at Ainfra. I believe it's your room. And there laid Khalid. We were incarcerated together for 7 days. He told me many things. Many things about the state of the world. Many stories of the past. He mentioned Ezekon of Kreve.
I keep hearing that name a lot.
Is that guy gonna
Ezekon?
live?
Hey, I'll keep talking about him or something.
Wait, Yannicka, we know you know Ezekon.
I don't think anyone's ever clarified that point to Yannicka.
No, Ainfra did. That was the
Ainfra
whole
did,
bit.
that's right.
Remember, we
Okay.
had the whole bit about when we first met on the boat, and Ezren said that was my son. And
Yeah.
you knew Ezekon, and then
Oh,
that was the
Ezekon. Sorry, I
discussion.
was thinking we were talking about Trooper.
No,
My
no.
bad. My brain's
No.
dead right now.
It's all
We're
good.
good. Yeah. So
Ezekon.
I would know Ezekon. Retract that statement. Yannicka knows Ezekon. She wouldn't have said zip.
He mentioned Ezekon of Kreve. For everything that he told me and everything that I know beyond his revelations, I will share with you. I will help you in any way I can upon your quest, as our two paths seem to share a road for a bit.
Yannicka?
Yeah.
Is he gonna live? That guy up there?
Oh, yeah. He's in like a very deep sleep right now, but when his mind feels he's healed, he'll wake up.
Okay, so we don't need you to tell us.
Probably be a few days, maybe a week or more.
That will be too
He's
late.
old. He's very old.
Too late for what?
For the information that he has. This is not a barter. You either help me and I help you, or we go our separate ways. But what
We already did help you, by the way.
It would have been
You'd be
fine.
at the bottom of a river if it weren't for us.
Oh, please. That had... I was fine.
Thank you will suffice.
And here we are. Fate has drawn us together.
And what is it that you need?
Khalid and his Scoia'tael were going to go to Brokilon Forest. Enter, take care of an intruder for the Dryads, and in turn be given a sire bone knit. I need that. Once I have it, I need to save a life.
Whose life?
That is a story I will tell you when you give it to me.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you want us to go all the way there, endure dangers as God knows what, we're going to need to know the implications of our potential actions. Because we could walk away and not give you that thing, and then that person might die, and we would not know the better.
If the person dies that I am going to save, thousands more will follow.
And why can't you tell us the name?
I will tell you and you alone. School of the Bear.
Already playing favorites.
Everyone plays favorites all the time. That's just how the world works.
Why you're asking us to do this? You said this wasn't a barter, but why does it feel like a barter?
Because that's life. Do I walk outside? Do I stay inside? Do I turn right or left?
How long does this person have before they die?
I like you. 2 days.
You might want to speed it up with the information if you want me to help. I'm only available for the next 24 hours. Well, 23 now.
I check again, it might be 22. I don't see the harm. What is the harm, if you don't want to tell me exactly, what is the harm to letting everyone know who needs to be saved with this?
Because, Whim, I'm not sure you want me to tell everyone.
And Wim can go.
I'll take one of you.
Well, how do you want to tell me? You want to use your stuff and go into my skull? Let me know? Or you want to go off to a different room? How do you...
I want you to agree, and then I will tell you, Whim. If you agree, I assume you Witchers are good for it. You accept the quest. You find me my sire bone knit. You help the Dryads.
Quest is a strong word. Normally it's contracts, and most of the time you can get paid half before.
Ah, that's why this is a quest.
Some of us ain't question types. How important is this thing to you?
Very.
Of Vengerberg.
Very important. It helps the land.
It saves thousands of lives, but how does it help you?
I am mother to all.
Oh,
That's a lot
I
of
guess
crap.
that makes me a son of a bitch.
Well, the fact is,
You're
Is what?
funny.
what was that magic you pulled back there, Yannicka?
Well, that wasn't me.
The one that got us to the gate.
Yeah, that was
'Cause
some.
if you can do that again.
No, I thought I was just like seeing things or something. There's this. What was his name? Bald, not very attractive. Dimwit, Gaunter O'Dim. That was his name.
You saw him too?
You saw that guy?
Oh god, you see him? You've seen him too?
Looking
You
for
were
his
standing
dog.
like right there, Dusa, but you just were like.
Half of you have seen Gaunter O'Dim, and we're bartering over a request?
Yeah, you can see why I'm a little reluctant to make agreements to things right now.
You've made an agreement with him. You don't have to worry about anything that you're going to enter into with me.
Except for the fact that there's someone after 24 hours I'm not supposed to heal. So if you want this person healed by me, you're going to want to speed things up. Unless you already have a healer on the line, which in great case, I applaud you. I hope they don't suck.
I'm afraid that he has a fatal case of death.
Fun. Love a good case of death.
While like this dialogue is going on, Wim's gonna kind of turn his head to Eris and kind of gaze at how he's absorbing this information.
No, but that's how we got out, Deuce, as I said. That wouldn't...
Where'd he go?
I don't fucking know. He was there. He said there was a very slow explosion going on. And then we were by the portal because that's what I asked.
Shit.
I did say, though, I wouldn't heal with my own two hands, so I could guide someone through the process, potentially, if need be. Because my hands aren't involved.
Fucking prick.
I'm fantastic, and you all know it. Sorry. I'm not here. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. So, Bone Knit, Brokilon Forest, Scoia'tail. Sounds like something I'd be willing to help with normally. Kind of curious too, but if they're not an elf, don't really give a shit. So.
He's not going to thank us for getting her off that dock. I'm not going anywhere.
We didn't get her off the dock.
I mean, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, if she doesn't thank them.
It's very ungrateful. I will agree to that.
Well, it's not like her to thank people who spend their lives saving her.
Oh, wow.
Fate bends as it will.
Talk to me about fate again. Mention that word. Say it. I dare you. I fucking dare you. Mention that four-letter word again and watch how fast it happens.
Not in my house.
It seems as though
And she says that directly to Yennefer, like full on, looks Yennefer in the eye. She knows exactly what Yennefer is thinking, and she's like, not in my house.
It seems as though you've done something to piss my brother off. This does not bode well for negotiations.
This is a strong starting point. I've made promises. They will be fulfilled. You are witchers, are you not? You're used to doing tasks of this nature.
Not anymore.
And we can usually find more information to help us with the task.
I'm afraid you'll have to ask the Dryads. They simply said
What
they
kind
had
of
an
intruder?
They did not elaborate. All it is something they cannot extricate from their forest.
It's gonna be pretty bad then.
Okay, how about this? I myself am inclined to agree and take the task on the condition that you tell me the name of the person who's going to be affected by all this and whose life is going to be saved, yada yada yada, and you apologize to my brother.
Or
There's no point, Wim. People she owes apologies to. I'm gone.
Who are they, Eris?
Why don't you tell them?
that
I'm
sounds
asking
like
you to put their names out.
I
No, I'm
believe
asking
this
her.
this all sounds like a story from the past.
Yeah. So,
I-
we're
This is-
dealing in the present. You want a future, you tell that story.
How about I tell this one? There once were two witchers, one named Ezekon of Kreve, and one named Wim of Gesso. They helped about in these parts. A love-struck duke wished to spend his life with a maiden from the sea. This mermaid was brought ashore, but it was Ezekon of Kreve and Wim of Gesso who exposed the Duke for what he was, a murderer. But this Duke, a murderer he was, his maiden of the sea lost, vowed to kill Ezekon of Kreve and Wim of Gesso. And that hatred fueled through the decades. But with that hatred came political influence, power, rage-fueled growth and upward mobility, until his navy became very powerful. You may say the deciding power between the North and an empire. But he is an
There
old
it
man.
is. There it is.
And he is to die. And so, Wim of Gesso, the name that you seek is Duke Aglaval. He dies within 2 days. If I save his life, I save thousands.
No. What you do is you gain possession of a navy with which you can use to shift things and have a battlefield to fight Nilfgaard. But I have a navy. So tell me why your navy is more important than mine.
Because mine is mine. And that's where we'll end this episode of The Witcher Family of Wraiths.
Yannika's definitely mid-eye roll. like, who is this? Who does this Yennefer think she is? Gosh, never heard of her before. Wow.
Yay, everybody! Oh, goodness gracious. Legion, you're all awesome. Love you all for being here. Let's go over to our fantastic cast. Let's start with the healer extraordinaire, fucking 35. Lindy, my friend, how are you? Where can we find you online?
I'm doing spiffy. Saved the elf, which is all Yannika really cared about. Because who is this Yennefer? She seems real bitchy. Thankfully, the sorceress in our group isn't quite like that. So, it's the little things. But, everyone's okay. We didn't get shot. We didn't explode. She's a little nervous about that. Can't heal somebody. She does like to heal people, but, we'll see who it is. If it's a human, she might not care all that much. But Gunter probably knows that. So we'll see what happens. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. This being one of my absolute favorites. I love this game. I love these people. It brings me such joy every week to see these wonderful faces. Gunter Dim was really cool too. Love him so much. Yannika not so much, but I loved him, and it was really hard to keep a straight face. But yeah, if you like this game, you should check out Salty Sweet Games Witcher game on Sunday mornings, and you should also check out this Friday here on Greg's channel in the afternoon. I don't remember the exact time conversion, so it's in the afternoon, and it is sci-fi. It is cool, and I'm gonna be in it with Trooper. So little bit of the Witcher family crossing over in the future.
Absolutely. It's 1 p.m. this Friday. We will be starting for our premiere episode of Aether's Walkway, which is going to be GM'd by none other than White Rabbit Pick Alice from Scraticus Academy. It has Trooper, myself, and Lindy, and a Style Pixie, and Lily Sparks in it as we dive into a little cipher system world of Alice's creation. It's gonna be fun. So join us then. That'll be nice. And I loved everything about Yannika. 35 is we've had, I think, something slightly higher, but not much. A 35 is literally defined in the book as like the impossible.
I only rolled a 5, Greg.
Well, I mean, there's always room for improvement. And let's go over to Josh. Josh, my friend, how are you? And where can we find you online, buddy?
I'd like to rage. Aris is in a deep pit of desperately, I'm really glad I gave Dusa that sword because honestly, I might have stabbed her by now. Which is weird because in real life, Yannicka is the fucking great. Yannicka is the fucking greatest. You know what? Yannicka is the
Yeah.
greatest. Yennefer is
Yeah.
also the greatest. I love Yennefer. She's like one of my favorite characters in Witcher. But Aris just because of backstory things and some interactions that she's had previously with my school, I despise her so much, which is a weird place for me to be in because I think she's fucking awesome in real life. But that's just me. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, you can find me at roleplayers_TV all over the internet where I will be doing various things. You can find me on Fridays over on Encounter Roleplay where I will be nowhere near as courageous. I don't have +6 silver. I don't have anything, but I am about to walk into a church with a scary undead clown, and I'm in a Stephen King universe of the Isle of Maine. My friends are lost or missing or being haunted all around me, for it is the haunting of Sewell Orphanage, a homebrew creation of the amazing Jonathan Fry, who is DMing over on Encounter Roleplay. Come check that out. That's Fridays at time. I wish I could do mental math and new time zones, but I don't. I just don't. As for everything else, you can find me online at roleplayers_TV, where I'll be announcing hopefully very, very soon a new campaign that I might be running in my homebrew world, featuring some familiar faces. You have been warned. That's me.
Fantastic, my friend, fantastic. And let us jump up to JF. JF, my friend, how are you, and where can we find you online?
I'm good. I'm at Double Crits on Twitter. This was fun. Got that sign right the second time around. Made a hero out of a puppet. I'm not sure that's how you make heroes, but whatever. I'm happy for Dusa because he discovered he is not alone in his mind-bending hallucinations of Gunter O'Dim, and that must be a really good feeling. Pressure's mounting. Dusa is starting to get a greater appreciation for rubbing alcohol. So let's see what happens. You can find me on Fridays with Fox Academics Foxhole on City of Lights and Shadows, which is, another one of my favorite projects.
Fantastic, buddy, fantastic. And let us complete our circle as we go over to Billy. Billy, my friend, how are you doing, and where can we find you online?
Doing dandy. This is a great. I loved it. This was awesome. You can find me on the internets at Bill of the Forest if you're a fan of those things. If not, cool. I hope you're doing fun things. This reveal at the end is kind of a big deal for Wim. We can go into that why next week, but it's And as much as Wim gets pissed off at Eris, I love Josh. Josh is awesome. This is role play. I don't want anybody to think I harbor any ill will towards Josh. We stayed up till 5 a.m. playing in Warhammer 40K. That's our love.
You kicked my ass, bro. You kicked my ass.
It was a stalemate.
I feel like I lost.
But this is a great crew. Legion, thank you. Essentially, Legion, you saved that elf's life with all the silver and everything else. You probably also saved a lot of lives today, because I don't think I would have been able to knock down 8 archers, so who knows how many shots they could have gotten off. I probably wouldn't have been able to free Yennefer from the Dimetarium shackles, and I probably wouldn't have been able to have been so charming if it weren't for you, Legion. So thank you, Legion, and everybody watching on VOD. This is continues to be awesome and a masterclass in how to run a game. So kudos, Greg and the cast, for being so damn cool.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, our mage that held the door, our mage Hodor, if you will. Ainfra Prax, how are you? Where can we find you online?
Oh, I'm good. That was great. Full disclosure, she was down to 4 stamina at the last round. And if she had to hold it another round, she was dropping into HP, which would have pissed off Yannicka, but she would have done it. But yes, I loved every minute of this. I loved everything about this. I love Yennefer, and as much as I sometimes just sigh and get angry at the way things happened with Yennefer. It's like, Yennefer, you're mad at Triss. Take it out on Triss, not on the rest of us, you know? Fight with her. Not, but I can't wait to see what happens next. I can't wait to see what Eris does. I can't wait to see what Wim does. This is a great story that we're all weaving together, and thank you all for being a part of it, and it's a wonderful story. As for me, hey all, you know me. I'm at Dearjonathan on Twitter, or Practical Worth Esme4, as you see me around on the interwebs and the Twitch. And tomorrow on my channel at 11 a.m. Eastern, we are doing another Afra-Bean farce. She is a 17th century, late 1600s female playwright who wrote a shit ton of farce, which are basically like kind of like sex comedies, and in England, and took no shit from anybody. And you should really appreciate her for and being a wonderful person. And a certain individual like Lindy will be there tomorrow morning. But it's a great thing. Come see it. Then tomorrow night, I'm over on Wandering DM for, as we are calling them, Thirsty Thursdays. The Dragon Age, The Search for Anders is getting juicy. It's juicy. And then Friday, we're gonna do another Afra-Bean over on my channel. And then if you want to see me in another Tolstoyan project, I'm doing on Wandering DM Friday night is Cyberpunk Red, where, you know, things are getting complicated and they're guns. Last thing, last Sunday we did a charity. I was part of the group that helped do the charity stream over on Wandering DM for the Castle Falkenstein. We ended up choosing to do a part 2 because the story wasn't done yet. So we're going to be doing part 2 this Sunday. Last week we raised $525 to send Girl Scout cookies to frontline hospital workers throughout the country. And this week we are raising money for WC Kitchen, Jose Andres' charity that provides food to those in need, and also particularly with the COVID crisis, the charity is hiring local restaurants, paying them full cost so that they can keep their employees. They then donate the food to those in need, so they're paying for both keeping the restaurants in business, and they're keeping people in need. So come join us. It will be a very interesting, very, very interesting game. And other than that, check my Twitter because I'm Oh, can I say one last thing? I know I talk a lot, but can I say one last thing because I'm kind of proud of it?
Absolutely.
If you saw my Twitter last night, they published on DM's Guild the adventure I wrote for Adventurers League.
You buried the lead.
Yeah. So yes, I am officially can say I have been published by WotC. Thank you.
Fantastic. It's being so humble. So that's the top of the billboard. Love it, love it, love it. Everybody, I am Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, Tales from the Grim here on the Twitch. A lot of fun things happening. The aforementioned brand new Aether's Walkway coming by GM Alice from the Scraticus Academy on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Join us then for the brand new premiere episode. A lot of friends and new faces too to the channel, so that'll be a great, great time. And then tomorrow night, Thursday at 8 p.m., we have the second part of our comic writers for comic book shops, as all of our wonderful writers from across the DC and Marvel community come together, form Avengers Until the End of the World, where we have, let's see, the current roster of backups includes the Vision, the Thing, the Wasp, a U.S. Agent, Rage, And we've got a couple other people in there I can't remember right now. I play Iron Man. It's a super blast. I can't wait to do it. Moon Knight's in there as well. So just join us tomorrow, where the people that actually write these characters will be playing them on stream. The entire charity goes towards the betterment of the BINC, which is giving money to independent book dealers to help them get through this crisis. So the mom and pop shops, including this particular focus is the comic book shops, to keep our bastions of brick and mortar, our imagination stations, alive and well through this crisis, to get us on the other side and to be able to pick up our comics weekly whenever they do our pulls for us. Also, in addition to that, on Sunday at 1 p.m., we have a Capers game with a lot of friends from the channel that will be in there. We're running a brand new module for Capers Off-World, going into space a little bit, having some fun. So we have that popping in there. I'm over on Encounter Roleplay on Monday, I think, doing a little Star Wars action.
Yes, that's right.
We do a little May the 4th be with you as we go over there and continue an adventure we started a couple weeks ago. It should be a lot of fun as well. Legion, thank you. You are fantastic. You created the narrative. You did, in fact, save the elf's life. Yannika's badass, but this was saving without complications. So while there is a sleep and coma involved, I will let you all know that the elf will heal, which is amazing. So thank you all so very, very much. I always end with a something that I would want art from. Ton of places I'd like art from for this particular moment, but my one that stands out and the one that I laughed at so much was when Eris gives Dusa the sword and JF said, "Another sword." That's what I want. That's what I want as my art. That's absolutely fantastic. And so, everybody, as the campfire goes down, there is only one thing left to say. Can't always roll nat 20s, but you can always role play. Take care of yourselves. Love you all, and we'll see you soon.